are live. We are live. What's up, everybody? And welcome to my podcast. I don't know what the name of this is properly yet, but we're currently calling it Rev Match. So welcome to Rev Match. And
cool. Thank you very much.
I'm joined by today my friend and car show extraordinaire and social media expert. I'd go as far as say Jordan Clarke from SlammedUK / Gravity. So
yeah, that's it.
Thank you for coming down, dude. I know it's, we're not exactly that social distance, but
it's long enough.
yeah, it's far. You know, we've got the space, so we're just trying to entertain. Okay, so what we are talking about today is Jordan and his life up till now, really, and your experiences. But I'd first off like you to introduce yourself, please, dude.
Cool. What's going on, everyone? I am Jordan, SlammedUK George, whatever you want to call me. People call me a lot of different things. So yeah, I am Jord. I'm from SlammedUK and Gravity, like you said. So Gravity is one of my car shows that I run. I also do a couple of other little smaller events, coffee mornings, that kind of thing. And SlammedUK is the automotive lifestyle clothing brand side of things. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then social media wise, you touched on, I also run Gravity Socials, which is a social media marketing company. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's
cool.
A brief summary of what I do.
Yeah, cool, man. So I thought it'd be really interesting to get you on because, for the most part, the vast majority of my audience like modified cars. Whether they go to meets or shows, etc., is not for me to say. But a show that I have obviously come to since day one. I think I only missed one because I was away, wasn't I? Is Gravity, and I really wanted to know before we get into all of that, like, where does your love for cars come from? Because I feel like you have to love cars because you don't make, in my opinion, to become very rich in the car world, you don't do what we're doing. Like, to be very, very rich, you have to have multiple things going on. So to dive headfirst into the industry, you have to have a passion for it. So what really got you into it? Where did that come from?
So it's a difficult one. My granddad always had cool cars. He was very, very well off. So like my mum's first car was a 911.
Oh, your mum's first car was a 911?
Yeah, and then she crashed into a ditch.
Oh my goodness.
And then he had like the Range Rover, but like the top spec, you know, when you had like the phone in the middle, but like the corded phone, like super sick. And then he had two E-Type Jaguars. And then that's sort of early memories. And then anyway, he doesn't have those cars anymore.
No.
Long story. And then before that, my earliest memory of cars is probably being really, really little and my mum getting me like a toy car. It was a green Lamborghini Gallardo. And I was like obsessed with it.
Really?
For me, that was like, yo, that is the sickest thing ever. And I don't know, I might have been 5 or 6 or whatever. But that's where like, now I'm like, I want a Lambo. I've always wanted a Lambo. Like that's been my mindset. But I've always liked cars. So as soon as I could drive, my first car was a Daewoo Lanos. And I put like a £10 air filter on it, and it was a piece of shit, but I loved it. And then that's kind of how it all started and where it all stems from. So yeah, family vibes.
Excellent.
Yeah,
so, sorry, my phone's ringing. That's really rude. Give me 1 second. So,
That's cool.
sorry, throwing off my train of thought. So yeah, so you obviously have SlammedUK, and that's how we first met, really, because you asked for a space at my car event. My car event, Impact, the only one I've ever really done. Dipped my toe into. So I can say, like, I've tried to host a show. Wow, it was the most stressful time of my entire existence trying to set that up, other than the part stuff that I got into. But wow, running a car show is not fun. Like, I thought it was going to be like super enjoyable until that day is over and everyone has gone and the venue are like, enjoyable. All right, cool. You can be like, oh, well, that was actually really good. Like,
exactly.
So like, that's how we first met. And then, so how did SlammedUK become a thing to start with? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, so I get asked that quite a lot. To be fair, it was completely random. I bought an EP2 Civic, and started to mod that, play around with that. Met a guy in Maidstone who had the same Civic in black, and mine was silver. We started modding them together. We had the Mugen spoilers, and we had coilovers, camber arms. Like, I had MR2 wheels that I found on eBay that were £100. Painted them purple in my garage. The old trick of putting the playing cards like around the rim of the wheel in the garage and then rattle canning them. It was sick. I miss those days. But yeah, so we started mucking around together, and then we decided that we should hold a meet because we knew a lot of people in the area that like cars. So we were like, let's do a meet. He came up with the name, to be fair. And then, yeah, we did a meet and shitloads of people came from the area. It was in Tunbridge Wells, where I used to live. and loads of people came, and I was like, wow, this could be a thing. Like, obviously people want to meet up that have similar cars. People want to talk about it, do cool stuff. So yeah, we just sort of went from there. We then did a Halloween meet, and then a summer meet, and then a Halloween meet, but like properly organised at the Ace Cafe in London. Loads of people came, so that was cool. And that's when I started to see the potential of what we were doing, the brand. Started thinking about clothing and jumpers and all that kind of stuff that we could then do.
Touching real quick on the Ace Cafe,
Yep.
I think that is a very, very important venue for almost everybody that starts out with an automotive brand in the country, because they're one of the few places that are a venue who have a worldwide recognised brand.
Yeah.
The Ace Cafe is a famous brand,
Yeah.
right? So, and they will let you rent their place for nothing.
Yeah, 100%. It was,
And they are one of the most wonderful group of people to deal with when trying to organise anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe, because I hosted one there as well once, and it was the worst rain it was like a thunderstorm the whole time, and like still people came.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like,
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
fill it because obviously the weather, and it was like, everyone was like, "Yo, man, like, I'm really sorry about this, but like, I'm not bringing the car out in this."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I completely understand. Like,
Yeah.
I only went because I had to, and like, I was just like, "Wow, this is like the coolest thing that this massive company are happy just to be like, look, just do not sell food.
yeah.
We are the only people that are able to sell food and drink here, and then that's all we ask." And it's just how they do it. It's just fantastic.
No, that's
like,
it. And
so-
for someone starting out, when I was like, right, I need a cool venue, but that's quite small because I don't know how many people are going to come. It was a no-brainer because it was central. Like I say, it's a worldwide known brand.
Yeah.
They were very easy to deal with, very accommodating, and this was 2013, I think. So quite a long time ago. And yeah, it went really well, and that's kind of where the whole brand started. And I had my business brain, and I was thinking about possibilities and where we could go. And the guy that I started it with then decided he just wasn't really interested in that. So
Yeah.
I sort of took the reins and
rolled with it.
rolled with it, mate. And it's yeah, where we are today.
Which now brings me on to Gravity. I don't even need
Yeah.
to look at my notebook for this one. So, talk me through that. Because from where I'm sat, that show went from 0 to 100 real quick. Like, it went from being non-existent to
Huge.
my favourite show of the year. Like,
Yeah.
in its first year, I was like, that was great.
Yeah.
Like, I literally remember going home going, that was great. Like, as a trader at the show, you always worry a little bit when you're paying someone, money. Actually, did I even pay you for the first one, or was it like a favour sort of thing? You were like
I can't remember. But
I
if
think
you
I
didn't-
might have paid you for the stand, but you put me in the main hall. Like,
yeah, I got you in a good spot.
yeah, and it was
Yeah.
like really cool, and I was like, wow, okay, this is sick. Like, and like, I was like, this is a really cool venue. I hope tomorrow works out, because we always get to sit the day before. And you're like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
you
hope this
wander
works
around.
out. And it was like, wow, I really like the layout here. Wow, there's loads to look at. There's loads. I was like, all right, this is gonna be good. And then I remember making so much money that next day from an audience
Good.
that are not my audience. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, okay, this is something cool. Like, so how did it all come about? Like,
So obviously I'd been running SlammedUK for 2 years. I'd just gone full time. I just quit my job, which was kind of forced upon me, but it kind of made me take the jump. And obviously I'd been trading for a couple of years at all of the car shows, and realising that not all of them were really well organised. A lot of them were terribly branded. Like the flyers and stuff were just from like the 80s or early 90s, that kind of vibe. I just thought I could organise a show better. I could brand it better, market it better, and there weren't that many events where it incorporated everything. There was Honda events, there was VW events, there was classic and supercar events. There wasn't anything that had everything, or there wasn't very much.
yeah.
So I thought
I think one I'd have to point out there is Players. I think Players has kind of got that. Like,
Players
bit of
does
everything.
have that. Yeah, Players was one of the few that did incorporate everything.
Well, then maybe they didn't incorporate everything as such as part of their branding, because I think they're very much like VAG orientated, but
Yeah,
they
and
made
classics.
everyone feel welcome.
Yeah.
So like, I'd turn up to a Players event in my Type R, and they'd be like,
It'd be
"Yeah,
cool.
come on in,"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was like, "Oh, cool, I'm welcome here. All right, sound like I'll have fun." Like, so
Yeah.
yeah, carry on. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I have to be democratic in my answer.
No, of course, yeah, no, I agree. Players is one of the few where it does incorporate a lot of the other brands, especially Players Classic, which is one of my personal events
Yes,
of the year.
amazing, yeah.
So hopefully that happens soon.
Yeah, well, I'm meant to be on track in my red Civic there. So
yeah,
that's
I'm meant to be
finished.
trading as well. So
Yeah.
hopefully. Anyway, I can't remember what I was talking about.
How you said that you
Yes,
wanted
so
to brand the.
I wanted to start. So I thought
You could do it better.
I'll do a show. I'll get some investment, and I'll get a business proposal together, and I'll find a venue, and I'll just do it. It took me 12 months to find the right venue. Like you said, the venue is really good. It had the halls, the indoor and the outdoor aspect, the central UK aspect.
I mean, I'd never been to an event there.
No, I haven't either.
And obviously, since you've had people snipe your venue and try to make the most of that place that you found, but for the most part, I'd never been there, and I remember turning up and I was like, "What? There's a hotel on site?"
Yeah,
like, sick. Like, I want to stay on site, and I think one thing I can speak from experience with your event is, as a guy that's in the scene, it's sometimes very in the scene. That sounds so lame, but like, you know, in the industry, it's very hard to sometimes be able to sit down with other business owners in the industry, because you're all so busy and you're so focused. It's such a niche. We're all working very hard for every pound we have, for the most part, and it's like, you know, we're all focused on that. But then when you all get to sit at the hotel at night and have a beer and you know, with everyone, and you're like, yo, okay, cool. I've just hung out with that person. I'd never ever get to cross paths with them, and it's really cool to have met them. And it was really, really good, and like, it's really fun. So. Yeah,
especially when people come from all over. We have cars from 7 or 8 different countries and people and brands, and like you say, for me, as well as it being a car show, it's a networking event. It's like you say, you get to meet different brands, different business owners from all over that you would never talk to. There's people from Cornwall and Scotland and Ireland, and it's really, really good. So that's why and where it came from. Gravity, the name. I was trying to think of a name that was generic, that had some form of potential branding or potential link to cars of some sort. And I was listening to a song on the radio. I was driving along in the van, and I think it might have been Paloma Faith or someone random come on the radio, and it was called Gravity, and it was that Gravity song. And I thought, actually, that sounds quite cool. Gravity car show. You can brand that. Gravity pulling cars down because they're lowered, and there's a lot of different ways you can connect them. But and then I just thought, fuck it, I'm gonna run with Gravity and
see where it goes.
See where it goes, and here we are today.
Yeah, cool, man. What do you think you're gonna add to the event in the future? Is there anything you can really grow from here, or do you not want to say purely because it might then a competitor could potentially?
Oh no, I want to grow it. I have the vision of Gravity being one of the biggest modified car events in Europe, in the world, in whatever. That's kind of my aspirations. So we've expanded twice so far, and this year would have been our 3rd expansion into another arena and another outdoor area. Okay. Obviously, it's not happened, so it's happening next year now. So 2021 we'll have a new arena and a new area. It's going to have a family zone and an interactive arena. So
cool.
That's going to be completely different.
So
that's one aspect. I do want to add live action, and I will be adding live action at some point. It's just difficult with Stony as a venue. They have residents close by, so there's politics involved, councils and stuff. So it's noise mainly. So I can do live action, but it has to be really far away from where the actual venue
would be.
So there's something I'm going to add in future. Something like the Hoonigan Burnyard. Yeah. That's my vision, but it may or may not happen. We just have to see.
But sweet.
So I've always got aspirations to grow and change things, make things better. I don't want things to get boring, don't want things to get samey. But where we have different cars all of the time and different aspects of the modified car world and the classic car world, the supercar world, we've got race cars coming and drift teams and everything.
While you touch on that, this Aston Vulcan that turned up with Drift Society written down the side of it.
Yes.
So who, what, how? Because they sell all the same sort of stuff that I do, and I thought I knew everyone in my industry, and then all of a sudden a guy with a Vulcan turns up. And I'm like, well, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, literally, I was like, who the fuck is this guy with the £1 billion car that's trying to sell to us drifters that have got no money? Like, it was like one of those things. I was like, yo, what?
Out the blue.
Yeah. You got drift written down the side of a Vulcan, bro. That's a grip car. What's going on? It was like one of those things. I was like, I mean, it was sick. I loved looking around it. I was like, this is a fucking Aston Martin Vulcan. Like, where the fuck does this come from? So I just, you obviously have the in on this. So I was
someone. Well, they contacted me. One of the family contacted me and said, I've got this company. I've got this brand. It's called Drift Society. I've got a Vulcan. Can we be involved in Gravity? Can we sponsor? Can we come? And obviously, I'm like,
for sure.
Of course. Anyway,
so who are they? I'm not asking you to promote them more massively. I'm just trying to wonder where they, what the deal is.
Jamie's the guy that runs Drift Society, and Stuart is his dad who owns the vehicle.
Right. Okay.
And they were using the vehicle for promotion for Jamie's for Drift Society. Yeah, obviously it worked.
It worked.
It works.
The one car that 100% I think of when I think of that show last year was a Vulcan. I was like, I can't believe there's a Vulcan here. Like that was what was going through my head.
Even I was like that.
Yeah.
And I pushed it into the hall. So I've got my hands on a £2.5 million Vulcan, pushing it into the hall, and I'm like pushing £2.5 million, like. And then he was like, "Do you want to sit in it and rev it?" Of course I fucking do.
Yeah.
But are you sure you want me to touch your car? Like. I can't afford to fix this steering wheel. But yeah, man, they approached me out of the blue, and they're probably going to come next year.
Awesome.
And I'm trying to push it in a little bit more of a supercar, hypercar, crazy car direction, because the modified car world are going to come. I'm now trying to get the race teams and the classic cars, the drift teams, and the supercar world involved at the same time, just to try and incorporate that.
A bit of everything. Yeah. So it can be like a real hotspot for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, I've got loads of bikers coming too. So we've got a lot of bikes, custom hot rods, super bikes, all custom painted and stuff. So
well, there is going to be a small video on my YouTube channel of our little get together the other day that you posted.
Yeah.
And I looked around some of the motorbikes that turned up to that. Now I just want to say, I don't think there's anything cooler than a fucking dude riding a motorbike with no number plate on it. Because you just know they're naughty. Like, it's just one of the things you're like,
that's cool, yeah.
My guy, he can stand there next to you know that guy's a nutcase. Like, and they all rocked up and they all like doing burnouts. And I was like, man, I wish I had a bike.
This is cool.
I wish I had a bike again. Like, these are like sick. And I looked around them Yamaha R1 things. So they must be a special edition one or something. But
they're all custom. So they'd buy an R1 and then they'd tune it, exhaust, they'd fully carbon it, everything.
They were beautiful. Their motorbikes were stunning. I was like
unreal.
Obviously, I knew I was selling my yellow Civic, so I've finally got some money again, like to kind of see me through the next few months to see what's going on and what avenue I can take. But I was instantly on the eBay for bikes. I was like, I want an R1. I was like, I want one of them. Like, I was like, I want one of them things.
That's it, man. Shout out Danny SVR for bringing those bikes.
That was what they are. The SVR. That was what it said on the bikes. Danny SVR, man. Them bikes were.
So Danny's a good friend of mine. He's going to be bringing a lot of those bikes and a lot of their crew to Gravity. Sick. So it's going to be good, mate. Yeah, it's not just like your normal bikes.
Yeah, awesome. I have to say they were very, very impressive.
Serious bikes.
They were cool, man. Yeah, fully custom paint jobs on them and everything. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and then when we went down to
they were blocking the roads and stuff, weren't
they? in Mexico.
Yeah.
Man, they were wheeling with people on the back, and oh mate.
Nutters, mate.
Cool guys.
I love it. I love people that are willing to just be absolute crazy fucks.
Yeah,
like, that's just what they are. Like, no one's asking them to do this, but they're still this nutty, and that's my kind of guy.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to just go back to Gravity again before we do everything else. I wanted to know really like how is this lockdown, Corona, the cancellation of it this year?
Yeah. As
a business owner, because that's really what it is. As much as it's a fun thing to do as well, it's a business.
Yeah.
How worrying was that for you?
Very. It still is. Like, obviously, every year I do Gravity. The proceeds from that then pay my salary for the next 12 months until the next Gravity. I'm not a multi-million-pound company that owns some of these events, so yeah, like it pays my wages for the year. So obviously, it should have happened yesterday as we're recording this. So I effectively have no salary for the next 12 months. So it's a difficult time. I'm trying to work on other things. SlammedUK being one of them. Gravity Socials being another, and a few other bits and bobs. It's difficult, but I'm alive, and it is what it is. You just got to deal with it, and just got to try and take positives from it, and try and do what you can, adapt, overcome, and just get on with it. Really, it's been shit to answer your question.
So, yeah. No, I can imagine, because obviously I do my little car meets at my shop, and they're not. I don't charge for them. I obviously just kind of hope that people buy merch and stickers and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
That's because I don't offer anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not putting on an event. I literally just go, yo, we're open, and my booth's out.
Come along,
come and hang out. Let's have a car meet. Do you know what I mean? Like,
cool.
I'm not putting because I get in lots of trouble with the locals with the music and all that. So we can't have music anymore thanks to the council. But yeah, I know how I've affected a financial loss through that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, well, Jordan, I knew that was how you earn your money. I was like, wow, he's fucking lost his whole year of revenue.
Yeah, it's not fun, but it is what it is. You get on with it, and yeah, that's it, mate.
But you've said earlier, we had a brief chat earlier, and you said that from the COVID, you've been able to put in way more effort into SlammedUK, build your new website, and you've kind of been able to take a positive out of a negative.
For sure. Yeah. So where the last 4 years I've been solidly concentrating on Gravity, the event, the branding, sponsorship, everything to do with Gravity, I've kind of put SlammedUK on the back burner, which probably wasn't the right thing to do, but it's what I needed to do at the time.
It's just a natural progression.
It just happened, and I saw the event as my main thing. But yeah, where the event is kind of stationary at the moment, I can't really do anything until furloughs finished and all that kind of stuff. It's allowed me to work on SlammedUK a lot more. So I rebuilt the whole website from scratch. I changed the whole website. I changed the host of the website. I rebuilt everything. I changed everything. I added loads of new products, loads of new designs. Just literally revamped everything. New logo, new branding, new website, new everything. And that's gone really, really well. So like you say, there's positives coming out of some negative things.
If someone was to want to host a show, what would let's say I sat here and I was like, Jordan, I want to do Impact again. I'm asking you for a little bit of advice. I know I can't. I know as a business owner you can't give away all your secrets because otherwise it's just stupid, you know. But like I'd say, what are the biggest things that you'd face setting up a new show now? Like obviously, let's say COVID didn't exist. Obviously, COVID would be the number one problem right now.
Yeah, right now, don't do that shit.
Let's say everything was back to how we saw normal previously, and
I mean, venue's very important. You got to pick the right venue, and you got to get on with your venue, and it's got to be the right price. Otherwise, like I had people quoting me $100 grand for a venue. And
wow, really?
Yeah. And after I told them my budget, I then went 3 hours, drove there, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, that'll be $100 grand, please." I'm like, "Nope, that's not happening." So you got to pick the right venue. You got to have a budget to work to. You got to know what you want to do. You got to know the branding. You got to have a reason people are going to come. On top of that, you then got to market it right. You got to brand it right, and you got to be organised.
I think that's one thing you've got really well done with the group of people you have around you at Gravity. And the funny thing is, like, when you think of like car shows, obviously I've been around for a long time in this little industry.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people. You know, I know a lot of people, and it's always fun, like rocking up to Gravity, and I know half of the people on the staff. Do you know what I mean? Like, just through the car world, I'm like, oh, yo, what's up, Tyrone? How you doing?
Yeah,
dude?
Tyrone,
you know what I mean? Like, all that, like,
man.
and it's just like, oh no way, like all these people that I know are the ones that are making sure, and obviously because you kind of have that thing. Do you want to be a part of this, bro? It's fun to know some of the people because you know that then they care about you as well. You know that they're friends. They've got to do their job. They've got to like be like, yo, you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. But you know how you doing, man? You're good.
Yeah, for me,
it's
the
really
team
friendly.
of people around me is I couldn't do Gravity without them. And they're all my friends, and they all do it because they hopefully they like me, but they love cars, they like the event, they like helping out, and yeah, man, I couldn't do it without my Gravity team. So shout out all of those people.
Yeah, cool, man. I think it's really good. It's a really nice touch. So you did briefly mention earlier your new little business venture, the Gravity Social stuff. Do you want to tell us about that a little bit and what you?
Yeah, so Gravity Socials, I found myself, obviously I've marketed and grown quite a big social media following over the last 7 odd years, but quite a lot. It's ramped up quite a lot in the last 18 months, and I found myself getting personally messaged 5 to 20 times a day.
Wow, really?
Hi, I'm starting this brand. How do I do it? Hi, I don't know how to grow my social media. Hi, how do I do this? Or I want to start a car show, or I want to start a business. Even I want to start a beauty business. I don't know where to start. How do I do it? Or I want to get copyright on this. How do I do it? And so I thought, well, and I'd reply to everybody, and then it got to a point where it was taking up a lot of my time, and I was thinking, like, if people are seeing value in what I'm telling them and what I'm doing enough to ask me these questions, why not set up a business solely for that? And it's Gravity Socials, it's social media marketing, and yeah, we basically coach businesses and brands how to grow their social media following, how to market their brand, how to launch a website, how to launch a product, how to plan an event. We've worked with estate agents, beauty brands,
the vodka company as well.
The vodka company, RK Vodka, vodka brands, drinks brands, engineering, like as well as car shows and a lot of other stuff. So
yeah, it's very interesting. It's something that I'm very interested in because I've been doing the social media for a long time.
Yeah.
Just naturally, you know, as a up and coming photographer, as I started, I used social media to get my photos out there. And I really took a hit with the social media when Zuckerberg decided he was going to take your audience from you unless you pay him.
Yes.
And I was like, oh. Okay, well, how do I let all my 50,000 on Facebook see this? Oh, I have to pay you how much? Yeah. Well, I definitely cannot afford that. And it's like, how did you find that as what you were doing with SlammedUK, seeing your likes probably go from, you know, I was getting thousands of likes per picture on Facebook. And especially on Instagram as well, with 621's Instagram, it would bang. Yeah. Every post would get thousands of pics. And all of a sudden, they realise you're a business and they go, okay, there's your reach gone. Yeah. If you want that back, hit where's our slice? And how did you? Because I kind of went the opposite way, and I was like, well, fuck Zuckerberg and fuck everything Facebook stands for. I'm going to YouTube, and that's why I then started really going heavy on YouTube because I was like, not only do I enjoy, I'm modifying the cars anyway, so I might as well keep filming everything I do. I can be like, yo, go buy a T-shirt, you know, go 621, I'll do you a 5% discount code, you know, like, and that's how I'll give you 2 free stickers if you leave a comment on this video. You know, one person will get. I was just trying to use it as well, I'm doing it anyway. I might as well try and make this a way that I can market as well without having to pay anybody because I'm, you know, Finn, dude, shut up. Sorry, my dog's whining. Like,
He wants to get involved.
just shut up. You're laying on your bed. You're all comfy. Just shut up. And yeah, it worried me at the beginning. 100%. When I saw that thing and it was like, oh yeah, you have to pay for reach and that. I was like,
yeah. So I kind of went the other way. I thought I saw the value in why they were charging that, and from my point of view, they've given us all Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook for free. We've started advertising our businesses for free. It's cost us nothing. We're making money out of it for free. And then they're like, okay, now we've given you all this. Now it's time to start paying for it. So I see from Zuckerberg's point of view, fair enough. Like,
of course,
we've had these free platforms. It's the app didn't cost anything to download. It's fully free, but it is annoying. I get that.
I think I wouldn't be so against it if it wasn't so ram-packed full of adverts already that I know they are making thousands on.
Oh yeah.
Like, not per ad.
Hundreds of millions probably.
Yeah.
It's
like just
mad.
per ad for little companies. And I was like, you're already taking from us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I want to put an ad on Google or Facebook or whatever, I have to do it. And like, that's why I personally don't see the value in it that much, because I could post an ad and then they get to pick who it goes to. For the most part, like, I don't get to select like, oh, I want Jordan to see this advert because I know he'll buy it.
Yeah, but then that's where the retargeting comes in. So that's where it is very good.
Yeah.
All the retargeting and the depth you can go to with retargeting is very, very good. And it is very.
And you believe in this, like, as a massive thing.
Yeah, I practice it all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do you think you spend a year, if you don't mind me asking, on your own advertising? Yeah. Because I reckon mine.
For Gravity or SlammedUK or both?
Let's say both. They're your companies, so.
Both combined, probably 50 grand.
Wow. Really? Yeah. That is a big old sum of money.
Just on social media marketing. Yeah. So then you've got the whole everything else. You've got the cars.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me though, because I deal with obviously other lines of work, and I know one company that spends probably double that a month. On their ad bill, but they're not even in the car world. Like, they're a different type of business.
Yeah, of course. It's all relative, isn't it? It's and as you scale up, that'll get more. Right?
I think for me personally, I'll level with you. What my big issue with it is probably the line of work I'm in for such. So I don't mind paying for an advert if it's on my merch.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's a 621 branded thing that I'm pushing, I'm doing, I don't mind putting 50 quid behind an advert or £100 behind an advert, or even if I feel like it's worth it, £200. Like, okay, cool. But I'm not going to pay to advertise product that everybody else is selling. So obviously I have the parts store. Yeah. Because then what they'll do is they'll see, oh, let's use BC coilovers for an example. Yeah. Oh, Adam's doing BC coilovers for 10% off today. I'm going to go to this company and see if they'll do me 12% off.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And it's like, I have no issue with it. So I can understand you, because you are solely SlammedUK. You are solely Gravity. So I can see where the benefit is for you. But whereas for me, where I'm like, hey, look, I'm doing 20% off these coilovers for you today, and I had to spend £300 for this advert. Please come and give me my £17. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, fuck this. I'd rather not bother. I'd rather just go and make a YouTube video.
No, from that point of view, I totally get it.
Yeah, do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
where, like,
100%.
So like, I just feel like you have to be very, like, I wouldn't want to go in like and act like I'm a social media expert at all. I'm a fucking clown that likes to play with cars that has an Instagram account. That's what I am. You know what I mean? Like, so I like to use it for what I can, for a little bit of fun, you know, meeting new people, DMs and shit. It's all good to like network.
Yeah, for sure.
But I hate Mark Zuckerberg. Like, I look at him and I'm like, you motherfucker. Like, I think he's lizard people type look. I'm like, you know, I don't think you haven't got our best interests at heart, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like that's where, and I don't know. I could go into Zuckerberg. Let's talk about Zuckerberg for a minute, because I hate the guy. You're right, Finn. I you know, I hate this whole attitude that he puts across that he's not into money. Oh, I only wear a $5 Target t-shirt and I drive a Honda Jazz. I'm like, bro, I know how much fucking money your company charges me for ads. Don't you play dumb? Like,
and it's on Google how much money he's worth. Like, you know he's worth however much billions it is. So, yeah, it's a difficult one to.
That's just me being bitter that I'm not worth billions. Though,
I think there is that as well. Yeah,
like,
it's difficult, isn't it? Because he is worth billions, so he probably doesn't care about money. But that's probably because he is worth billions. He probably cared about money. When he first started Facebook, he definitely cared about money.
Of course.
He wanted to get the ad revenue. And funny enough, I watched the Social Network film the other day about how Facebook started and stuff.
It's a good movie.
It is a good film.
It is a good movie. I don't hate him personally. I just hate how his company has turned out. I think that's what. And I think when they changed that Instagram algorithm to stop being in the timeline period, like, I was just like, what is this? Like, I was like, oh, just that sort of stuff just wound me up. But like,
yeah, for sure. But no, with social media in general, I definitely went the other way and just went all in on all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It's annoying because like you say, I was literally looking earlier today. A Facebook post from 2013 got like 1,000 likes. I've had 1,000 likes on a Facebook post for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't do that
Because the
anymore.
reach just
It
isn't
just doesn't
there.
do it.
Yeah.
And I'm yes. It's weird.
Yeah, so I just feel like it's important because I think that some of the guys and girls that may listen to this, especially with you sharing it and us both being young businessmen, like, it's interesting to get that perspective that isn't just all car talk, so we can kind of go into it a little bit more. So I feel like with the social media, it can be very powerful. I think it's important for every company to be on social media. Like just today, I was going to try and leave a really positive review for, I'm going to shout them out on here, AC Auto Works, like an air conditioning company around here that have been looking after my Volkswagen.
Cool.
I have never had customer service like it. He has been absolutely A grade. Like, I've spent like £30,000 on a car before and not had that good a customer service.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's what you want.
yeah, and I was just like, wow, okay, like, that was great. So but I went to leave a review. Cannot find his Instagram. I cannot find his social media anywhere. And I was like, well, how do I tell people that I value this guy's service?
That's
like,
the issue. That's the issue with a lot of these older companies. They think oh, I don't need social media. You do.
I'm fine. Never
Everyone
think how
does.
much finer you would be if you had people just
And
going.
in 5 years, when there's an AC company down the road that does have a banging social media and the customer service, he's going to go out of business.
I'm going to double check later after this to make sure he hasn't got one. I might have, I shout out AC Works, man. I love the guy there. He's brilliant.
Yeah,
he's looked after me for a long time with this stuff, and
but yeah, social media it's not an option. It's not optional for any business.
It's a fact of the.
It's
lot,
not.
Yeah.
You can't run a business these days without it. But even though my dad will attest to, yes you can. I don't need it.
Yeah.
But he's at the retirement end, whereas I'm at the other end. So
you're at the beginning stage.
I'm at the beginning. Yeah. So it's swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But, so yeah, social media
definitely.
Very important, and social media marketing is another thing that I do on the side. Yeah, I do one-to-one consultations with people.
And you were also quite hot on the using influencers.
Yep.
To grow your brands as well.
Yep.
Which is something I hadn't written down, but now I've mentioned, I really want to touch on because we've got almost both of us sat here.
Yeah.
Whereas I do run the company and I occasionally send influencers bits, but I guess I am also considered an influencer.
Yeah.
From having the YouTube and the
definitely,
and the Instagram, I've got the numbers there now to say, yo, you need to pay me if you want me to do this. And it's a very weird situation to be in, but one thing that I've seen you do is I think you excel at it, because almost every single attractive girl in the car scene I've seen is wearing your socks. Like, that's something that I've clocked, and it's cool. Like, I see it, I'm like, oh, George's in. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got the name in with that one. Like,
for sure.
But you've done it right, and I just wondered, how do you go about like making this all like a pleasant transaction? Because do you ever have any influencers come back and go, nah?
Of course.
Yeah.
Influencer marketing is a huge part of any, or it should be a huge part of any new business, or any business trying to do something different, trying to promote anything. And that's what I talk about a lot in my one-to-ones with people and brands and businesses. Influencer marketing, when you do it right, is invaluable.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if you've got no budget. If you can afford to give someone a pair of socks and then you sell 10 pairs, why would you not?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. But yes, of course, you might message 100 people, and only 10 people actually get back to you.
Yeah.
And out of those 10, only 5 will say yes. And then only 2 will be good.
Yep.
So out of 100 people, you've got 2 good ones. But that's the process you have to go through to get to that level. And then all of a sudden you don't have 2 good ones, you've got 100. So when you launch a new product, a new brand, a new website, whatever, if you've got 100 good influencers with a following, it doesn't even have to be a big following. If you've got 1,000 people following you,
that's 1,000 people.
That's 1,000. If you think of 1,000 people in a room, that's a shitload of people.
We have been numbed to numbers by social media.
100%.
It hits me sometimes where I might be posting a YouTube video and it might not do as well. And let's say it gets like 4,000 or 5,000 views, and I'm like, man, that video's dead. That is still 5,000 people watching that.
I've spent the time to watch your video.
To click on my name and watch it, and like I look at my Instagram sometimes. I think I've got like 23,000 followers. I try not to keep too much on tabs with it, because I am not an influencer as my main line of work. So to me, it's just like a fun little,
and it's there,
a little side thing. And if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, I don't mind. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas I'm more focused on getting 621 to be going on the path I want that to go on.
Yeah, of course.
But what I find frustrating for me is when I get a company that has obviously never watched any of my stuff or has no interest, and they've just seen I've got that number.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking about fucking being turned off by the number, haven't I? So like you were saying, like micro influencers, I think that they're technically known as.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably fall into that bracket in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, maybe, but for me, micro influencers would be anyone with 10,000 or less.
Oh, okay.
But then I have clients saying, oh, but how do I do this when I've only got 300 followers?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you put those 300 people in a room, like sell to them, sell them your product.
Yeah.
300 people in a room is a lot of people. So is 300,000, but it's relative, isn't it? And
Yeah, of course.
And like you say, people are numb. They're like, oh, I've only got 10,000 followers. That's fucking 10,000 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking people.
I am trying my best to hit 100k on YouTube.
Yeah.
I that is like my dream, and I tell you what, there's two reasons I want that. I'll be open and honest.
Yeah.
Number one, I want the fucking plaque.
Yeah.
I want a plaque on this wall in here somewhere saying I have achieved something on that website.
That'd be cool.
It's a dream. It's genuinely one of my few dreams that I genuinely have is like to achieve 100,000 on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I want to do it the way I'm doing it. I don't want to sell out. I don't want to go into just doing constant high-power car reviews, which gets you big views, big numbers. They are guaranteed big numbers.
Supercars, isn't it?
Yeah, and even like high-powered modified cars. Like I will do a few. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy doing them. They're fun, but I also want to document the way I've documented from day one. So then when I get that 100k, which I hopefully will do one day, whether it's 3 or 4 years, like I'm gonna stick at it. It'll be like, cool, I'm here now, and I've got it my way.
Yeah. No, that's the most important thing when doing anything social media is being real. Because people know, like when you're talking shit or you're not being you, or you.
And do you know what my biggest fear is? Well, I'll tell you what my biggest fear is when people meet me, is that they've watched me on YouTube and got an idea of me, and then they meet me and then go away thinking, well, he was a fucking dick. Does that make sense? Like, and they'd be really disappointed because I'm that example once, and I left here. He used to be my favourite. I grew up listening to Example. When I had my first car, always Example. On it. And I met him once, and I thought, what a fucking cunt. I was like, do you know what? I never fucking. I was like, I threw away all his music. I was like, I'm never listening to him ever again. And I was like,
they say never meet your heroes, don't they?
I took that little bit from it, and I was like, do you know what? If anyone ever enjoys my videos, I'm not famous. I'm not dumb. Do you know what I mean? But I also understand that when people gain an idea of you before sitting with you and learning about you and learning about the stuff that's going on in your head, because it's not like I'm a happy guy for the most part, but I have my own demons I have to battle.
Of course.
And sometimes one of them people might get me on one of them days. Do you know what I mean? And
but that's
and then I have to just be honest with them. So I had a bit of a not Barney, but a back and forth with someone on Instagram who didn't buy something off me, but then asked for my advice on it. And I was like, and how it worked. And I was like, well, you need to go ask whoever you bought it from, not from me.
Yeah, that's
like, you didn't buy it from me. You don't get my service if you don't buy it from me. And he was like, well, you're a fucking arsehole. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm sorry, mate, but would you go to fucking Sainsbury's with some Tesco brand beans and go, how long should I cook these for? Then you fucking wouldn't, would you? And it really like, no, I just found it was really rude. And then I obviously read my messages back, and I was like, wow, I've been a dick.
No,
so I apologised. I was like, look, dude, I'm really sorry. I'm having a bit of a fucking shit day anyway, and you've just pissed me off.
No,
I'm just being honest.
No, fair
and that's that. I said I feel like you're rude for asking me to.
Yeah.
You know,
and,
basically.
And to be fair, he was, but then obviously your reaction was probably like you say because you had a bad day. But everyone has bad days.
But you got to hold your hands up. I got to hold my hands up and be like, I'm not perfect. I'm sorry. I'm just a fucking, like I said, I'm a dude that likes cars that has kind of fell into this line of work by accident. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
I wasn't handpicked from a lineup of guys that are great with customer service to do this job.
Or straight out of business school.
Yeah. I'm a college dropout, man. That, that's just making it the best I can. You know?
Yeah, for sure. No, but I do it as well, mate. I'll email. So I get emails every day, like just stupid emails, and sometimes I've just replied to 10, and I get another one, and I'm like, fucking. So yeah, you'll email back and you'll be like, no. Yeah,
bit stroppy, but you don't mean to be.
And then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then he emails back, and then I say, just so you know, like, sorry for being short last time.
I think we're all human. That's what people need to remember.
Of course, everyone has bad days, and it is what it is. But no, I think it's important to be real. Like when you're trying to grow a channel, when you're trying to grow anything, if you're real in the long run, that will pay off. Yeah. Rather than pandering to what's cool now, changing your channel to get 100k.
Yeah. I mean, it would be easy. I genuinely believe it would be easy for me to turn the channel into a pure modified car review channel, and I just grab my cameras and I go film a car, spend a couple of hours doing it, put it up. But when I get that plaque, I don't want it to feel hollow.
No.
I want to look at that and be like, do you know what? I got that because I put my build of my Civic on there, and then I showed my drift journey, and then I showed my build of my M3 that's coming. It's coming because that is the next in line. I'm really, really sorry. Let's just pause this for a second. Just hold tight. So we're back. We're back again. I'm very sorry about that. Doorbell rang and I had to go and answer. It was my neighbour with regards to some lids on some things that they did wrong that need replacing on my property. So I was like, oh, okay, no worries at all. Where were we at? What were we saying?
Being real is important for social media.
Exactly.
That sentence basically sums up.
Yeah, and I think I really wanted to touch on the social media stuff with you because I know you focus heavily on it and you know about it, and I think a lot of people that will follow both of us.
Yeah.
And people we both worked with and talked to, like the younger people, the guys and the girls in the car scene.
Yeah, man.
I feel very lucky that I didn't grow up in this generation. I feel like if I'd have been 20, watching people with loads of followers, I feel like it would have had a real impact.
No, I agree. I feel like when were you born? 90s?
I was born 89.
Oh, nearly 90s.
Yeah,
I feel like, late 80s, 90s, that's a good generation. I was having this conversation the other day because you understand dial-up internet and having to get off the phone when your mum, or get off the internet when your mum wants to use the phone.
Yeah.
When you're playing RuneScape or
Yeah.
an MSN or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you understand that, but then you've also grown up with the technology going through secondary school, so you know how to use an iPhone.
Yeah.
So we're like the perfect generation.
The mix match, yeah.
You get the mix. Whereas now it's like, if you don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram and you're in school,
My niece,
you get bullied for it.
My niece is like 2.5 years old and she can use a phone. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
Wild, mate.
And I was amazed. She was playing a game on her iPad thing. I was like, that is amazing. Like,
yeah.
And I was like 2 years old, still learning to pick my nose, I think. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I was around my friend's house the other day and I think their kid I think she's 3 and she was like, Mum, where's my iPad? I want to play a game. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I didn't even have a Game Boy then. Like, black and white Game Boy and then Game Boy Colour. Like, Pokemon on Game Boy Colour.
I feel it's very important for people to remember that the stuff you see on social media is the best of that person's life, unless they're having a meltdown where they're then posting the big negative
Generally
stuff.
speaking, I mean...
Like, for the most part.
For the most part.
Like, for instance, like, when I was going through my last breakup, I don't think I posted anything for a while because I was just like, I'm in a bad headspace right now. I just need to sort my head out. Anything I post is probably going to be bitter. I think I posted one photo actually of me stood next to my Sylvia after I rebuilt it, and I was like, my life might be a mess, but at least my car isn't, or something like that.
Yeah,
it was like a little jokey thing. I was trying to make myself laugh. I was just like, right, how can I have a laugh at this? And I think like I know it can really affect people. Like, and I know it can because it has affected me in the past. Like when I was like, why is this guy getting a load of views and I'm not? Why is this guy like popping on your show and I'm not?
It's difficult to not get dragged into it.
Yeah. But I feel like you have to. I've got through that stage now, and I look at people, and now when I see like, I'll name some names real quick. So like Lee Lockwood, and when I see him popping, I'm like, man, Lee's killing it. I no longer am jealous. I'm like, man, Lee's fucking smashing it. I'm like, oh, Jamie's videos are picking all up again. Everyone's loving his escort now. Oh, fucking Monkey London's doing really well. You know, and all of like the people I would have potentially, people might see us as competition. I don't. I see them as my boys, and I'm like, I want them to all win, because then if they're starting to win, then the algorithm should pick me up eventually and be like, yo, Adam's a car guy in the UK too. Come and watch him.
And just the fact that they might be watching their channel has no negative effect on your channel.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean they're not going to watch your channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I think most important thing with social media is to know what you want yourself. Know that you're cool with getting some negative shit. Like me, I post shit on social media all day, every day, and I'm very, very happy to get all the negatives. I get some positives, and it's just, I get it, like, whatever. But I just don't care.
Well, I knew I was going to get some backlash when I posted that Black Lives Matter thing. I posted a thing on my YouTube because I believe in that cause. I believe it, but I fully believe in equality, and I don't just mean in race, but I mean in sexuality as well.
Yeah.
So like, if in the car world there was a big thing where people were like, nah, fucking gays aren't allowed here, I'd be like, hang on a minute, like, nah, this is all inclusive, man. Like, there's no, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a big believer in speaking up as well, and like, I wouldn't have sat right if I hadn't have posted that. It wouldn't have felt right to me not to post that.
Yeah.
And then the backlash I got from it, I was trying to educate people instead of having an argument and having a fight. I was trying to be like, hey, look, you're wrong. Let me explain why.
Yeah.
Go read this.
Educate.
Yeah, educate yourself.
For
And
sure.
I feel like that's a big part of it as well. But I just want to really like keep pushing the message that do not worry about a following on social media.
No, and it's just important to be yourself.
Just have fun with it. I try and now use Instagram to have fun with. I'm like, yo, this is funny. I'm going to post this. Yo, my M3 sounds sick. I'm going to post this. I did a sick drift in the Nissan. I'm going to post that. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I bought this new car. This is gangster. Oh, look, we cut a roof off of a car because it's funny. I'm posting that. And like, look, my dog's doing something annoying again. I'm going to post that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that sort of thing I post. And it's like, I wouldn't like, when I'm like, let's say I've gone through a breakup and feel sad, I wouldn't be wanting to film myself fucking be like, oh, boo-hoo, no one loves me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, but like,
it's no harm to reach out. I would be happy to see if somebody posted a status going, I'm not okay right now. If anyone is available to talk, please message me.
Yeah, of course.
And I'd be one of the guys that message them and being like, what's up? What's up? Are you okay? Like, how can I help? Let's have a conversation.
Yeah. But it's important to just know what you're happy with. If you think you need to have a week off Instagram and don't post, then you do that. If you think you need a month off, then, or if you're happy to post all your negative shit, you're having a bad day, post about it. Cool. Yeah. As long as you're happy with what's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Then I think that's the most important thing. Like, I try and post all day, every day, what I'm doing, whether it's good, bad, if I'm having a good day or a bad day, if I'm a bit tired or I've got a headache or whatever, I'll just try and post everything just because I feel that that's real and that's right for me, and that's right for my brand and my image and what I'm trying to create. But not everybody's like that, so you just got to be real with what you want.
Definitely, and I think it's I think social media is something that can be fantastic. I feel I feel that I wish you could get rid of the anonymity of it.
Yeah,
because I feel too many people I find through YouTube, so I get a lot of negative comments from accounts that aren't real accounts.
Yeah.
So that's so it doesn't bother me when I see someone leave a negative comment. I laugh at it. I'm like someone might be like, "You fucking bald." Oh, am I? Sorry, I didn't realise when I shave my head every 2 days that I'm bald. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like one of those things. It's like, but previously that may have really affected me. Like when I was like going a bit thin, it would like fucking damage me. I'd be like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, so now I'm like, I've adjusted to it, and I'm like, you know what, this hate on the internet is just that. If I turn my computer off, I don't see it anymore.
No, exactly. It's that easy. Don't look at it.
Just don't look. It's there. Or delete it. And so now I don't even let them have their voice anymore. Yeah. I just delete it. You're blocked. You're gone. Bye. Yeah. You're gone. Bye. You know, and then they're like, "Oh, why did you block me? Because you're a dick." Bye.
Yeah.
No. I don't need that negative energy. Like, it's all right to have your opinion. Go have it over there where I don't hear it. Go away. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? I have no issue with doing that.
No,
because I also obviously do stand-up comedy, so that's something that I'm now learning. Where you might do a gig, and you flop.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. But then I go home, and that gig's over. Then I'm prepping for the next one. And it's like, well, I'll take that as a lesson. That joke doesn't fucking work. Nope. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just something that I've kind of learned that. Everything can be taken as an experience, I guess. Is that right in saying?
Yeah. If you learn from stuff, don't you? Like, I'm not the same now that I was 5 years ago. Like, you learn and you adapt, and yeah. But social media is difficult. It's a difficult thing, but I feel like as long as you're happy with what you're doing yourself, it doesn't really matter what people say on fucking Instagram.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't really matter. Like, whatever, people gravity shit. Okay, sorry you feel that way. Whatever. Have you got any constructive feedback?
Yeah.
Can I make it better, or are you just telling me a shit? Like,
are you just trying to be a dick?
Luckily, I get very little negative feedback for Gravity, so hopefully that means it's quite good. But
mate, I'll tell you what, I don't go to many car shows every year. There's a few that I try and attend. Players is one because it's local.
Yeah.
Yours is another. It's not local, but
it's definitely not local.
I try and go, and I normally try and bring a few of my drift friends along. Right? Yeah. So like, me and my friend Lewis were talking the other day, and his AE86 is going to be next level.
Sick.
But it's a car that it was that green one I had on my stand.
Yeah.
It's now so different. It's all been done by him, like in his unit.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I think me and him are very similar. Where we've both built potential show-winning cars, but we use them as our track cars. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
they're our toys. Like it's just we also like to have the nice stuff on them.
Yeah.
Whereas I think one day I'd love to build a cruiser show car. I could never have just a show car. I know some people do have just a show car that only goes to events.
I could either.
But I can't. I physically can't do that. I'd have to drive my vehicles. But I think.
Not on the same.
I'll level with you one of my dream builds because I want to ask you what one of your dream builds would be. Like one of my dream builds is like a '68 or a late '60s Camaro.
Sick.
Yeah, I'd like realistically, if I had my choice, it'd be a convertible one.
Yeah.
Because realistically, it's just going to be a resto mod. That's what it'd be, like a modernising an old car, a retro modded car. But I think if I wouldn't turn my nose up a hardtop one either. I love the hardtop one, but I just think it'd be cool to hear the V8 with the roof down. That's just all that goes through my head.
Yeah.
But even then, I'd still use it. Do you know what I mean? Like that'd probably be like when I'd go right. I'm gonna build this to a show car. It's gonna be show car level, and then I'm gonna rip a fat burnout in it like straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. Well, that's how I am with my car. Like I've done 20.
Of course, we haven't even touched on your car yet. Sorry, tell them what your car is.
I have a V8 manual R8 2008
that we have put on the channel briefly before. We did
we did a little drive out, didn't we? Yeah, good fun. It's currently getting its clutch done, so that's not fun. But yeah, I've driven that car 25,000 miles in 18 months ish. So yeah, I drive it.
We go through splitters like.
Yeah, I'm on my third splitter in like 2 months.
Yeah,
and it's whatever. It's fun, and I built the car and bought the car to drive it. So I'm not just gonna be a show, but obviously it's to advertise my business and Gravity and marketing and stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, I'm just gonna drive it all the time.
How do you feel when you give out the awards to people at your event? Because I feel that when I did mine, before you answered, when I did mine, that was my favourite part of that show.
Okay.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But I was also very anxious of how other people were going to react when I didn't pick their car.
That's always a side of it. Yeah.
Because you try and not judge it on your friendships with the people, but on the product. on the car. So when I was doing Impact and I had to give away Best Civic for the day, I think I gave it to Aaron Gemmell, maybe.
Yes.
And
Well deserved.
Yeah, like his Civic was amazing.
Yeah, it's very
but it's not my type of car.
Stancy boy.
If I was to build that car, B18 Turbo Civic, it would not be a stance one. I'd have that same engine set up, but it would be different. But I went around all the cars and I was like, to me, that is the best Civic here.
Yeah.
So I have to give that car that award.
So what a lot of people might not know is at Gravity, I don't know who's won anything until the DJ behind me reads out the name.
Okay.
So nothing is because I know them or they're my friends.
Right.
I pick like 10-ish of the Gravity team as the judges. I give them a list of categories, 20 categories, and I say go around the halls
and pick some cars.
Pick your cars because they're all car people.
Yeah, they are. They are all car people. Yeah,
they know their cars. They know what's going on. They know if it's good, if it's bad, if it's fake, if it's real. They know what's going on. So my guys choose everyone. Choose all the awards. I don't choose any. Not even the show winner. I don't choose anything.
Wow. Okay, I did not know that.
I literally, as I'm standing there holding the trophy, the skate deck, whatever it is, I don't know who's won. They're like, best show is, and I'm like, who is it? Who is it? Like shaking, like, come on, who is it? And then they're like, last year it was Kyle with the hot rod, the all black hot rod.
I do know. Yeah. Because I come to the show last year as
well.
Yeah.
So it's the all black hot rod by the Auto Finesse stand. That won, and as he gave it, I was thinking, fucking well deserved. That's a great car, great build. He's built it from scratch. What a car, what a build. But I don't know until that name's read out. Like best wheels, I'm like shit, don't know. And like best Jap.
Well, I did not know that. I'm really glad you said that. I'm very glad I asked that question as well because I didn't know that.
Yeah, and to be fair, I should probably let people know that.
Yeah.
It's not. But yeah, I don't know. I literally don't know. I'm standing there and I have no idea who's won.
And I feel like I've seen it all online as well. I don't like it when people get bitter about not getting an award because to me cars are not meant to be built to be patted on the back. You know what I mean? Well done, Jordan. You've built a great R8. It's meant to be like so to me how I approach cars is I see my vision with it and I'm like, right, I need to achieve that. Let's get that right. And I think I actually had a comment on I shared a picture of my red Civic going ready for the track on the 621 page and that got really good interaction. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And someone put a comment on going, surely this is too nice to be beaten on track. And I put, with all due respect, dude, I haven't built this for you to look at it.
Yeah.
Because I ain't.
Built for you to drive it.
I've been looking on the Honda forums, which is what I was lucky enough to have. Forums back in the day were the best.
Yeah, I agree.
And I looked for all the American Honda forums, all the stuff I could find from Japan and all the Hondas. Like I have like probably a hard drive instead of it being full of like fucking porn and shit. It's all full of pictures of Hondas.
Just
like,
Hondas,
and it was just like and now I'm in a position where I can afford to basically buy any mod I want for my Honda.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm gonna build that how I want, and
not?
it's took me 8 years to make mine how it is now, and it's still not how I finished, how I finally in my head visioned it. Like, there's still bits I want to change, there's parts I want to sort out and make it even better. But I'm like, as it is now, I think it's amazing. That's how I like to approach it because I always feel as well, if you don't build your car for anyone but you, none of the negativity people can throw at you doesn't affect you because you're like, well, I don't care. Like, I didn't build it for you. I built this one for me. Like, so like if I was to approach a build for YouTube per se, and I was trying to please them, and they were like, nah, shit, I'd be like, oh fuck,
better change that.
Yeah. But for me, it's just like someone could be like, I think your wheels look shit and grey. I'm like, well, they're the only set outside of Japan, fella, so you can go fuck yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like,
mate, I get it all the time. Especially with my wheels. Those 90s motorsport OZ. I've got 20-inch OZ Futuras, 90s motorsport wheel. People are like, what? Those wheels don't suit that car.
They do.
Those wheels look shit. Those wheels aren't for that car.
I think the wheels are part of the best part of the whole package.
They're my favourite wheels. I'm never selling. They're literally the wheels I've always wanted. They're my favourite wheel. And I think it looks fucking amazing. So I don't really care if you don't like it. Do you know what I mean?
So once Gravity is making you millions of pounds, what's the build going to be that you go for? What's the next build for you? What's your dream car build?
The next car I want to buy or build is a Lamborghini Huracan Performante.
Ooh, spicy. What, are you going to properly build it then? Is it going to be like a real like stance thing?
I mean, it depends how much money I've got. Like, it's 150 grand-ish car. So, I don't know. A twin turbo. If I had all the money in the world, it'd be a twin turbo Huracan Performante.
Okay.
Hardtop.
Awesome.
And yeah, I'd may Liberty walk it, but probably not because of the UK roads and how thin they are and stuff. But I quite like stock body. I'd probably bag it. So it'd be like 1,500 horsepower on bags. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are like, that'd be fucking shit. Like that'd be stupid. But for me, that's what I would do if I had all the money in the world.
Yeah, cool.
But
very, very
realistically, the next car I want to buy is that. I mean, I probably won't twin turbo it because it's like 50 grand to twin turbo it, and it'd lose all its value. But
yeah,
that's sort of my dream build. But there's loads of cars. Like I'd love an Evo 9. I'd love an Evo 9. I'd love an S14. I'd love an S2000. I'd love an F80 M3. There's loads of cars that I want.
I think the split, like when you're like me and you, because we are quite similar. I feel we grew up with cheap Hondas.
Yeah.
Right. So no matter what position we're in now, at the time, all we could afford were cheap Hondas, and we did it all cheap. I remember my first car had Lenzo wheels on it, and it was like I bought some lowering springs. You know, that they were what I was doing. Like the mods only started to come when I started to make money, and it was like cool. I'm learning how to work hard now, so I can start.
Yeah. No, so I'm exactly the same. Like the R8 is the only car I've had that is a nicely modded car. It's the only nice car I've ever had.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's cool to see it, and like I feel like where was I going with this? So yeah, that's like the split. So like when you eventually start getting to the point now where I have my M3, which is one of my dream cars, I never knew I was going to be able to have. Like I remember seeing one of them on my way to work when they come out. And it was a white one as well, and he used to drive past me every day. Every day we'd cross paths. We must have been going to on that. You know when you see the same car, and like, every day I used to see it. So I was driving at Ipswich, and I was like, I'm gonna buy one of them one day. And I can remember every day saying it. And it just so happened about a week before I picked up my M3, Facebook sent me an 8-year reminder that I was like, one day I'm gonna buy an E92 M3. And it was like sick. That was like one of them things where I was like, I've fucking earned that. That's sick. So so then you kind of go, well, what's next? But I'm trying not to look ahead. If you ask me what my next car is, I couldn't tell you. I don't know yet. I have my dreams where I'm like, I'd love to own a Dodge Viper one day.
Yeah.
I think that would be fucking sick.
That would be sick. V12s.
They're 8-litre V10s.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. 8-litre V10. So it's like I would love one of them. They were like a childhood dream car again, and it's like and like an NSX. You know, all of these cars that are like
Gen 1.
I'd like a Gen 1 Type R. That'd be like a dream. Plans Performance have one for sale at the minute, but it's £155,000 for a Honda. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what goes through my head. Yeah, like £155,000. But the thing is, that's the cheapest that car is ever going to be now.
Yeah.
There's one for sale in Hong Kong for £250,000, and it's like, man, these cars are unattainable. Like, and I don't know if I would have to be seriously rich to buy one of those.
Yeah.
Because that to me is not just one house. That is multiple deposits on multiple properties.
Yeah,
and that's the business side of me going, okay, I've got what I've got now, but we could have way more if I do this sensibly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, so it'd be cool either buying the dream car, which I can't afford now anyway. I couldn't afford that sort of money. Like, but like, you know, I've got the ideas of like my classic American stuff. I'd love the Camaro thing. I'd love to do a Camaro. Like, it'd be like, I've looked at them for years, and I think if I ever did that, I would source my own in America first, and then
get it over.
Do it that way.
Well, you'll do it. It's just you've got time, mate. Like you're only what. 30?
I'm 30, man, yeah.
You've got time, mate. You've got 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, like...
Yeah, it could be doing it until we're in our 80s, really. You know, it never has to stop.
Mate, if in 30 years' time, if you've got your Camaro and your NSX or your Dodge Viper, you're still going to be so fucking happy.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But it's also, for me, I don't know, I get really attached to my cars. I don't know about you. So, like, I mean, if I build them, I get attached to them. If I buy one that's done, I don't tend to give a shit. I tend to use it as a product. I'm like, okay, this is this for this, and I can just sell it and never think about it ever again.
Yeah.
But whereas, like, my red car, I had an offer for 10 grand on that, which is money that I think the car's worth way more in parts than 10 grand. But as a car, it's a UK EG6 for 10 grand. But that's 5 times what I paid for it. I was like, wow. And I turned that down. I said no. I'm sorry, it's worth way more than that to me. Like,
exactly.
He was like, well, it's not worth that though, and I was like, no, but that's why it's not for sale.
Yeah, and it's worth it to you.
Yeah, to me, it'd have to be an offer of 25 upwards to get that car to part with me, and even then, I'd be like, I don't know if I really want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just that's a big sum of money, like, you know, to be
sure.
But I don't know.
I'm like that with my MX-5. Like, the last car I had before the R8 was a £500 MX-5.
Yeah,
and I had £180 eBay coilovers on it. I had XXR wheels, I had a eBay carbon spoiler, I had a straight through 421 manifold and exhaust and shit. It was the most fun I've ever had in a car. It was my favourite thing in the fucking world. And I sold it to some Russian drifters for £2 grand. Because they were like, we want to buy a car, we'll give you £2 grand for it. I was like, okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Have it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I miss it all the time. I fucking love that car. I will buy another one. I will. But... yeah, when you build something, you love it, don't you? So same with the Civic. When the Civic that I started SlammedUK with, I loved that car, but I needed to sell it because I wanted to get rent a flat and stuff. So I sold it, but and it got crashed a week later.
Wow, really?
Got written off a week later, and I was like, wow, I wish I never sold that car. And I'd love to still have it because it'd be cool. Like that's what started everything. But yes, it's just nostalgia.
I think that's probably why I can't part with the red one, because that was really where 621 becomes 621.
Yeah.
Before it was just a blog. You know, it was just me taking photos, and it was just a watermark for me to guide people to a website. And then all of a sudden, when I got that car, it sparked something in me, and I was like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I tested all my parts that I ever did on that car, like everything went on that car, and it was right. We've changed the coil over. Let's go to the track. Oh yeah, I like this, but I'm not sure on the dampening settings on it. You know, like I don't know if I like the the internal bit of it. And it was like you can learn, and you can be like, right, okay, I need to report back to the factory, and we're going to change that, and then I'll get another set sent over, and we'll go again. And it was that reminds me of that period of my life where I was just so excited.
Just loving life.
I was 20. How old was I before that? 22, and I was just so excited about the future, you know. And I was like, it just sparked something in me that was just perfect. And even now, and I was just sat in it the other day. I went down there. My dad was moseying around in his garage around his Chevy, and I was just like, I just need to get out of his space for a little while he does what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I went into my little red car, and I just sat in it, and I just took a moment. I was just sat in there, and I was just like, we did alright, didn't we, little red? Do you know what I mean? Like, man, fuck me and this little car just rip around, fucking racing everything around Colchester, and now we're both, like that's borderline pristine apart from the interior. I definitely need to get the interior painted at some point. Even if I do it myself, I need to spend some time on that car again.
Yeah.
Just to allow it to have the interior it deserves now, because the outside is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, it is phenomenal. Like, and I would like to work out a way of getting all of my cars, because I hope my M3 is going to be done for your event as well next year.
Cool.
So I'd like to have all three of my proper cars at the event all next to each other, but I don't know how I'm going to get them there yet.
Trailer.
I've only got one trailer.
Get someone else's trailer.
I think I could trust. I might let someone drive the red Civic up. Okay. Which is for me like almost like letting someone sleep with my girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's almost like
that level of trust.
I'm like, yo, like, it's like, oh my god, I don't know if I can do. Like it's like one of those things where it's just. Like, I get a few car reviewers asking, yo, can I do a review on the red Civic? I'm like, no. Nah,
why don't you drive that and let someone else trailer it up?
I think I probably could. I think I might have to get my dad to trailer the Sylvia up. Like like because he can tow. So, and then let someone else drive the M3. I love my M3, but I could replace the M3.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. You can't replace the Civic.
If the M3 got wrote off, like it'd be gutted. But I could go and buy another M3 tomorrow. I couldn't go and buy another red UK EG6 in that condition.
With all those parts.
Yeah. So I'll have to work it out. I'd love to get them all lined up at your show. And
that would be cool.
I don't think I'm going to trade, because I want to. I loved trading at shows, but oh my god, now it's just me again on my own. Fuck, is it so stressful? Like,
I can imagine.
And it's just too much. It's too much for a one-man band, I feel, with the size of the setup I have.
Of course. Just come and enjoy the event.
Yeah, I'd rather come as Adam and just come and get the hotel and get drunk the night before and be able to actually party and then just laze around at the event feeling sorry for myself, film a YouTube video, hang out with people and do that and just start to enjoy car shows.
That's what I miss from that event.
Yeah, just start to enjoy car shows, because Gravity genuinely is a fantastic one. I think you've done a great job.
Appreciate it.
And I also like one thing you do in putting your little gift bag in each of the hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Real sweet little things. I think it's a
little welcome bag.
Yeah.
Some goodies and stuff. There's going to be a party also, an actual organised party at a club this next year at Gravity on the Saturday night.
Oh, cool.
Like an actual VIP party in one of the local, it's like 10 minutes away.
Sick.
It's a sick club as well. It's going to be all Gravity branded and shit.
Banging.
It's going to be cool.
100% get wasted
Big
there.
party.
Try and get rid of the dad bod, so I might be able to press with these little influence girls. What does the future hold for yourself, sir? Come on, give us the rundown of where we expect to be in the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, hopefully Gravity is one of the biggest, or if not the biggest, modified car event in Europe. That's one thing that I would like to see in the next 5-10 years. Personally, I want to buy a house. So I've been renting for 10 years, so I want to buy a house next year, probably the year after now. It was going to be next year, but COVID's fucked everything up. So yeah, probably buy a house, and then hopefully grow SlammedUK as a brand now that it's doing well again. Hopefully continue to grow that, and also grow Gravity socials from the social media marketing point of view. Try and gain a really good reputation. We've already got one, but it's only been 3 months since we've been doing it. So try and gain a good reputation for that, and just enjoy life, mate. I love what I do every day, so just hopefully keep on as I am.
Well, I wish you and Beth all the best with your ventures, because I know
Thank
that
you very
she
much.
has her underwear brand.
Luxe Underwear, yeah. little plug.
Definitely, if you're a boy, worth having a look at the Instagram.
Yes.
I'm just going to say that.
We also do men's boxes now as well.
Oh,
so
okay. Well,
you
maybe
can
not.
also buy yourself a little
You
something.
can buy yourself something while you're enjoying the other stuff on there. And then, just if you got, shout yourself out, man. Tell us where we can find all your stuff, when we can eventually hope to see. I wish we could be shouting out about Gravity, and if we could have done
Yeah, so you can find me personally on Instagram, SlammedUK or SlammedUK_Jord. SlammedUK page is official SlammedUK. That's the only page you've got. Gravity doesn't have one. On Facebook, it is SlammedUK. On TikTok, it is SlammedUK. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Gravity website is gravityshow.co.uk. SlammedUK website is slammeduk.co.uk. And yeah, man, Gravity is probably going to be next July. Very, very likely going to be next July. So it's going to be a whole 12 months out. But we'll be announcing dates later in the year.
Brilliant. Very much looking forward to it. I
Thank
really,
you.
really
Very much for
appreciate
having
it. No, I appreciate it, man. And I appreciate everybody out there for tuning in. I know the setup is still pretty haggard. I'm trying my best with it. We've got a microphone now. Hope it sounded all right. Yeah, we're in my little gaming room, so definitely go follow me on Twitch. And hopefully some dog is definitely going to knock all this table over. All this water. Come on, dude, man. You've been so kind of good this whole time. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody for listening, whether you're listening on an app, Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever else, or you're watching us on the new YouTube channel that I've created for this. It's a unique YouTube channel solely for this now. So, so yeah, it's been brilliant. George, cheers, man.
Thank you very much.
I hope you'll all subscribe or hit follow or whatever you're watching this on, and I'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Out. Bye.